The glow from my phone lit up the room, its icy blue light cutting across my face as I stared at the message like it was a blade. Late night at the studio again. Don't wait up. The words from my wife, sent at 11:47 p.m., twisted something deep inside me. Third time this week. Sarah was gone again, her absence a heavy, suffocating hush in our cramped Brooklyn apartment. The hum of the refrigerator filled the emptiness, a low, mocking drone to the silence she left behind. I scrolled back through our chat, thumb trembling, eyes scanning her short, clipped replies, her vague excuses, the emojis that used to feel warm but now came off like shields. My heart hammered, dread tangling with denial, as I noticed her timestamp. Active on Instagram 10 minutes ago. A dim bar. Her laugh in a fleeting story. A man's voice in the background, Jay's voice. I set the phone on the scarred coffee table, running my fingers through my hair. Her lavender perfume still clung to the air, a scent that used to comfort me but now felt like a ghost. My mind replayed the last week, her pulling away when I reached for her in bed, her phone angled just out of sight, her sudden craving for space after years of what I thought was solid love. I wanted to chalk it up to stress from her graphic design gig, city pressure, anything, but the pieces no longer fit. The next morning, I sat at our tiny kitchen table as sunlight filtered through smudged glass, dust motes dancing in the beams. Sarah breezed in, hair tousled, her smile too bright, like she was performing. "Morning, babe," she said, pouring coffee into her chipped favorite mug. Her voice sounded casual, but there was an edge, testing me. "Did you have fun last night?" I asked, keeping my tone neutral even as my pulse spiked. Her eyes flickered. Fingers tightened around the mug. "Yeah, just caught up with some friends," she muttered, scrolling her phone too fast, like she was hiding something in plain sight. "John was there. You remember him, right? From the co-working space." The name landed like a punch. I remembered him. Tall. Charming. Always lingering near her desk. I nodded, throat dry, mumbling something about work, but my mind snagged on that Instagram clip, her hand brushing his arm. Intimacy seared into my brain. That night, unease grew claws. While Sarah showered, her phone buzzed on the counter. My heart pounded. I'd never crossed this line before, but suspicion was a weight I couldn't carry anymore. I unlocked her phone. The passcode was still our anniversary, a cruel twist, and opened her messages. John's chat was pinned at the top, late-night texts, heart emojis, a picture of them at the bar, her lips grazing his cheek. My stomach lurched. Scrolling further, plans to meet again, cryptic, "we need to talk" messages, and a voice note of her whispering, "I can't stop thinking about last night." The bathroom door creaked. My hands shook as I locked the phone. She walked out in a towel, water dripping from her hair onto the hardwood. "You okay?" she asked, tilting her head, unreadable. "Yeah," I lied, voice tight. "Just tired." But inside, I was unraveling, trapped between confronting her and clinging to hope I'd misunderstood. The night passed like a bad play, her cooking pasta, me faking laughs, the clink of forks like a countdown to something inevitable. Days blurred into surveillance. I became a detective in my own marriage. Her location sharing off. Phone always face down. Stories curated to hide him. But the cracks showed. A tagged rooftop photo, his arm around her waist. A Venmo payment for drinks, time-stamped when she'd claimed to be working late. Each discovery was a splinter. Sharp. Undeniable. Yet I told myself maybe they were just friends. Maybe I was paranoid. Maybe our love still meant something. But doubt gnawed at me in the silence of our home. Our apartment, once a refuge of late-night talks and tangled sheets, felt like a stage for a dying act. I checked her phone when she slept, guilt warring with need. Every flirty message chipped at the trust we'd built over 3 years. I wanted to scream, demand answers, but fear kept me still. What if confronting her meant losing her completely? Friday broke me. Sarah claimed a client meeting, but a text from John lit up her phone. Can't wait to see you tonight. I sat on our couch, staring at the message until my vision blurred. The city outside roared, but inside was just me and the truth. When she came home at 2 a.m., smelling of whiskey and his cologne, I was waiting. The living room was dark except for a streetlight flicker through the blinds. We need to talk, I said, voice steady despite the storm inside. Her eyes widened, then hardened. She tossed her bag onto a chair. What's wrong? She asked, defensive, already knowing. I saw your texts, I said, holding up her phone. All of them. Her face cracked, but only for a second. Then her jaw tightened. You went through my phone. That's low. Matt, don't. Don't turn this on me. I snapped, my voice breaking. You kissed him. You've been lying for weeks, maybe longer. What? She looked away, fingers twisting her shirt hem. It wasn't supposed to happen, she whispered. It was just a moment. I was lonely. You've been so distant, always working, always on your laptop. So this is my fault? I shouted. I've been here, Sarah, trying to hold us together while you're out with him, posting stories, pretending everything's fine. Tears welled in her eyes, but there was something else, defiance. I didn't mean to hurt you, she said. But John, he listens. He sees me. Her words cut deeper than any kiss. I stood, hands shaking. You want to know what I did? My voice dropped, low and dangerous. I recorded you that night. You came home late, slurring about your client. I have it all, your lies, your excuses. And I sent it to John's girlfriend. Her face went pale, mouth falling open. You didn't, she whispered. I did, I said, the weight of my own betrayal settling in. If you're going to burn our life down, I'm not going alone. Silence filled the room, a chasm no bridge could cross. She stood there crying, mascara streaking down her cheeks, and I realized love wasn't enough to fix this. Not anymore. And as the city roared beyond our window, I knew the life we'd built had already burned to ash.